Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Deltron Live. So today we're going to finish our last video in this series of the map making tutorial that we've been covering. So the first thing I wanted to show you is that even though our Jim Raynor, the People's Hero unit, has all the different abilities that we added last time and they all work, they don't have any effects associated with them. So for example, if I throw a shredder grenade, he just kind of like, pops it out of his stomach. Same if I throw the Flaming Betty, it just kind of appears out of nowhere. With a railgun snipe, there's no animation. Nothing happens. I mean, the units actually, they'll die and the ability will be used, but there's no animations for any of these. So in our last video, we're going to go and I'm going to show you how you can change that. So let's just end the game real fast and go back to our map. Well, actually first, just going to show you this last page for the data module tutorial and just cover it a little bit. This first paragraph is basically just saying what I just showed you guys. It says if he's able to shoot grenades from his belly button. So in order to make the People's Hero correctly animate when he uses his abilities, we have to delve into the actor catalog. Just like the effects catalog, the actor catalog is very versatile, but also it's very quite complex. So just a little summary. While the unit's abilities, effects, and other catalogs define what happens in StarCraft 2, the actor catalog is where we define what it looks like and sounds like when it happens. Each unit, effect, and ability that you see in game is tied to an actor. So all the information about how a unit works is stored in the unit's catalog, such as hit points, energy, abilities, movement speed, its life. All information about what the unit looks like is in the actor. So the modeled animations, so this is what we're going to change in this tutorial. We're going to change the animations, unit icons, and sounds are also included in the actor catalog. So like with effects, there are also different types of actors. Actors can be made to control units, which we're going to do in this tutorial. It can also control missiles, sounds, effects, as well as other things. So we tell an actor what to do and when to do it with an actor message. Each actor message has an event, 0 or more terms, and a message. So the event is if we wait for something to happen in the game that will trigger the message that we want to send to the actor. For example, we wait for a Hellion unit to attack something. So terms, these are similar to conditions in a trigger. So when an event happens, we check to make sure that certain game conditions are true. For example, when a Hellion attacks something, we check to see if it has an upgraded attacker or not. And then a message is what we want to happen when the event takes place. For example, when the Hellion attacks, we tell it to play its attack animation. Okay. So the ways in which an actor actors work together can be a little complicated for beginning users. For now, we're just going to modify a few actor messages so that our Jim Raynor hero animates when he casts his abilities. So the railgun snipe, the toss grenade, and then the Flaming Betty. Those are the three abilities that we're going to animate in this tutorial. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up our map and open the data module. And then I already have the actors open. I was just looking around, making sure I knew what I was going to talk about in this video. So let's just go ahead and close this and I'll show you how to open it. So it's a little different from units. So to units, you go to edit game data, units, but you're not going to find actors in here. So you need to go to edit actor data, then actors, and then your actor tab will pop up. So then we need to search for Raynor. Again, I cannot type. So let's search. So here we have Raynor. So select him here, and then look. Then what we want to look in the fields, and then we are looking for events. So here's events, and then go over to the values and just double click values. Okay, so here you can see just examples of what I talked about before: events, terms, and messages. So for example, this actor creation is an event. These arrows, these are all terms, such as validate unit is flying, option shadow low, those are the terms, and then the message is create flyer shadow. So this message is basically the director clapboard, or whatever you want to call that thing. Those are the messages. So now let's look we're going to animate the penetrator round. So for this ability, we're going to tell the Rainer actor to play his attack animation and just give it a longer duration, since that will point his gun in the direction of the ability and look like he's shooting the penetrator round. So first we need to create the event. So all you need to do to create a new event, just right click here, add event, and then it'll automatically add the event to the bottom of the list. Okay, so now we want to select the action we just created, and we can see its event options on the right, which you see here. So for the message type, we want to select ability from the list. So message type, scroll up to ability. Okay, there are many different messages types, from unit creation to abilities being used, to units dying, to behaviors being added or removed from a unit, and much more. So selecting ability from the list, this is going to let us choose an ability that will fire off the actor message. So for source name, this is the actual ability. We're going to select Rainer Commando. So Rainer Commando Railgun Snipe. Okay, since we selected ability as a message type, the source name option lists all the abilities in the game. So it's not just going to list only the abilities available for that particular unit, it's going to list every single one available in the game. So for subname, we want to select source cast start. So let's find source cast start. So since we have ability as our message type, subname lists all the different phases that an ability can have. This way we can choose when exactly during the ability our actor message will fire off. So some examples of ability phases are when the ability starts casting, when it finishes casting, when it starts or stops channeling, or when it starts or stops preparing to cast. So source cast start, that's the option we chose. It means the source or our unit, it will start to cast the ability. So when the people's hero starts to use the railgun snipe ability, this actor message will fire off. So basically when we tell it, when we click on the ability and then select on a unit to use it on, it'll automatically start using the railgun snipe ability. Okay. So also, let's say you wanted one event to trigger two messages. So to do that, we would create a second event and set all of its options identical to the first event, and then make a message to go with it. For example, when our actor is created, we might want to play a sound and an animation. We would set up two events called actor creation, and the message for one would be create this sound, and the message for the other would be play this animation. So now we need to create the terms for this animation. So for this actor message and for the other ones we're going to make in the tutorial, we don't need to create any terms. So I take that back. We don't need any terms. We will cover term creation in future tutorials. Suffice to say, for now, that they work in a similar manner to creating events and messages. Okay, so we do need to create a message though. So when we created our event, a default message automatically created underneath it, which you can see here is action damage physics. We're gonna need to change that. Okay, so just select that. And then you can see its options on the right side of the actor message window. So leave the target field blank. The target just refers to what actor we're going to send this message. So because we want to send the message to this actor and not another unit, we don't need a target. So we do need to change the message type to animation play. So we just need to find animation play. And then you can see it opened up a lot more options. Okay, there are many different types of actor message types, but for this case, we just want animation play. We can change actor scale, actor color tint, actor opacity. We can change what model this actor uses. We can even create other actors in actor messages. So yeah, there's a ton of things, but this is just a basic tutorial, so we're not going to get into all those. We also use actor messages to destroy actors when we are done with them. So if our event is unit dies, our message can be destroy actor. Well, that's kind of harsh, but anyways. So there's also this name section, which you can see here. And there's also a drop down arrow. And then to the right of the drop down, you're going to see a customize button. So you can change the name drop down option to any of the available drop down options, or press the customize button to create your own name. So for this, we're just going to get rid of the spell, and we're just going to call it attack. Just very basic. We make sure you press the green button, the green plus sign, and then press OK. Okay. The name of the animation doesn't have any bearing on the animation itself, so this doesn't have any effect at all. It just lets us refer to it in other actor messages. For example, we can say start playing the animation fun times in one message, and then in a later message we can say stop playing the fun times animation. So this is just for organization purposes. Okay. Let's see what we want to do next. So let's go down, skip the animation for now. So we want to change the time type from automatic to duration. So it changes to duration. And the time variant from -1 to +2. So this makes the animation play over the course of 2 in-game seconds. So if we just left these options set to the default values, the animation will play its default speed and then stop, which is faster than the ability it takes to cast. So we're going to leave everything else alone in the parameters section. Okay, so press OK. And then you can see it updated, it turned green. Let's just double check. One thing I missed, so animation properties. We need to change this value. It needs to be, one second, I just have to check. It needs to be attack. Okay. And then just leave this none. Okay. Now we can press OK. And now just check here, check with mine. It should be exactly the same as this. Okay. So now let's do the toss grenade ability. So again, double click the values field for events. Right click, add event, message type ability, source name. This is going to be the toss grenade, so it should be under Tychus toss grenade, and then subname source cast start. It's very important that you do this. That way it only plays that animation when you're actually throwing the grenade. And then go to the messages. Here, the message type, it should be animation play. And then here we're going to change this. We do not want to attack. Let's change this to spell. Again, this doesn't matter too much. I forgot to plus this, press the plus sign. Okay, animation properties is going to be spell. So you can see I'm just matching the name to whatever the animation properties is going to be. Time type, duration, and for this, let's put it 1.5 in-game seconds, and that should be it for that one. Okay, let's double click again. And then we have our last ability, which is the, what do you call it? Place the turret, the Flaming Betty. So again, we want message type, ability, source name. So I think this is Swan. Yeah, place turret, and then subname source cast start. Okay. Go to messages. Message type is going to be, again, animation play. Spell, animation properties, spell, because he's like, you know, he's going to be throwing the turret, so it's like throwing a spell. The snipe was an attack animation property since he's using his gun to attack. So let's just try to find spell. Again, duration, and we're going to set this to the same as the same duration as a grenade with 1.5 in-game seconds. So let's press OK and just open this back up just to check that everything looks good. So we have his snipe, his toss grenade, and the place start. Okay, so that should be it for the animations. Let me just show you guys just a preview real fast. So you can also see what animations are available to a particular unit. So in order to do that, right click on the unit, in this case Rainer, and then we want to go down to, let's see, view selection, preview type. And just give that a second or two, and that'll actually open up this here, which you can view different animations. So I'm not familiar with this pretty much at all. So I'm just showing this to you guys so you can go around and play with this. I may look into this in a future video and show how this works in more detail. But basically, I think this is just to allow you to view the model. I could be totally wrong. It says cutscene editor, so this might just be to view cutscenes. I'm not entirely sure, but check it out. There's tons of stuff that you can do with the data editor. You can see I was pretty confused, and I'm just doing simple animations for one unit. So let's save a file, save, and then test this out. So if we did everything correctly, which I believe we did, we should actually have a Rainer unit animate when he's using his different abilities. So let's try it out.
Sell me.
So first we could just toss a grenade.
Sounds like
And there, yeah, you see he actually kind of throws it.
time to
The same with the Flaming Betty. He throws it. And then let's just test out.
You can count on me.
And then we just need to test out the penetrator
Raiders
round.
roll.
So there should be a roach down here that we can test it out on.
You can count on me. Sounds like a plan.
There we go. So you can see he kind of lifts his gun up and holds it for the duration of the ability
You can count
cast.
on me.
So yeah, pretty cool.
Sounds like a plan.
So you can see now we actually animated
Raiders roll.
his abilities, and we just destroyed some sandbags,
You
which
can
I know
count
some
on me.
people will be happy about. But anyways, I really appreciate everyone that stuck around and watched these videos. It's been really helpful for me, so I hope it's been helpful for you somewhat. So I plan in the future to continue making tutorials, hopefully a little more advanced than this. So I'll probably go ahead and play around on my own to get familiar with it some. And then in the future, I'll release some tutorials on some things I find interesting or things that I find that could be really useful for people, or, things that were useful for me that I learned. So I can teach it to you guys as well. So again, yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.